Well, hello there. Welcome to Nova Scotia. Welcome to another fun-filled edition of The Optimistic Gardener in the Kitchen, and hopefully an educational edition too. So, as I said yesterday, if you'd seen yesterday's video, September, lots of different vegetables, fruits, etc. coming up, maturity now. Got a glut of tomatoes, and I want to be looking at preserving some of these tomatoes. Can't eat them all now, and I don't want them to go to waste after all that hard work nurturing them through the spring and the summer, and to producing these beautiful fruits. This is a black crim, absolutely lovely, isn't it? But so I don't want these to go to waste. I can't eat them all fresh now, so I want to be looking to preserve them. Yesterday I made a lovely roasted tomato, garlic and basil pasta sauce, and I've been doing those over the last few days and weeks. Today I thought I would do a chutney. It's from my Indian cookbook. A nice tomato chutney, goes with lots of different meats and cheeses, etc. Absolutely delicious, and another really easy recipe to do. So why don't we get straight into it? So normally I'd prefer a nice meaty tomato like this, like the black crims, or just your ordinary tomatoes, but I haven't got that many of those that are ripe at the moment, so I'm going to be using mostly my San Marzano, which don't quite, although this one does, have the meaty, so this is proving me wrong. But this one's okay. So you want something with a nice bit of meat in it. But I'm also using some of these cherry tomatoes that the skin has burst on. And again, I don't want them hanging about in the fridge, so I might as well just bung them in the chutney, and they'll do just as good. So what do we need overall? So we need the tomatoes, don't we? Some salt and pepper as usual, and I've got something like, and I'll put it up. It will be in the actual. Oh, absolutely delicious. In the content list, it's something like 3 tablespoons of brown sugar. I've got 2 teaspoons of garam masala. Beautiful garam masala there, as you can see. 2 teaspoons of that. 2 teaspoons of ginger powder, the old ginger powder spice, and 175 mils of malt vinegar. That's going to be one of your, might be the chip shop. What else we got? Some nice honey. I'll have a tablespoon of clear honey, and some onions. And I think that is just about it. So what I'm going to do, like I said, the really simple bit is I just need to quarter my tomatoes, which I'm going to do now. And again, I've got all different, I've got some Scotia tomatoes here, some San Marzano, and these beautiful, these are like, so I need 8 tomatoes, by the way, I forgot to say that. 8 tomatoes, these are like double tomatoes. Look at the inside of that. Is that not absolutely beautiful? Looks good enough to eat. So these I'll not just quarter, I'll put in 8ths. So, and as I said yesterday, or those of you who hasn't seen my video yesterday, it's up on the screen there now. Not the expert on canning and preserving my different harvests, whether it be tomatoes or beans, etc. I'm not. I've never really done any sort of canning before, but I'm going to have a go this year. I'm going to cut this one out. But I make these, like this tomato chutney, I always make this for my Indian recipes. If I'm doing an Indian night, getting people around, nice dinner party. Look at that, beautiful. This chutney is a really good one for, you have it at the start with your sort of onion relish. And I do a really nice, what's another one I do? Mint, chili, mint and coriander sort of dip. That's a real real cracker. I think that's it. If you look in my Optimistic Gardener in the Kitchen series, I've got the Great British Curry Night, because us Brits do love a curry. And there's various different Indian dishes in there. Absolutely delicious. And I think there is a link up on the screen now, full of links tonight, mate. Yeah, some absolutely cracking Indian recipes there. So check them out. Well, I'm going to finish off these tomatoes, then I'll you don't want to see me chopping tomatoes all day, and I'll be right back. Right, so I have taken the liberty of chopping up the onion, so that's 1 onion. I think I've gone overboard on the tomatoes. I think that's more than 8 tomatoes, but never mind. It's around what I need. So let's put the onion in as well. Don't want that skin. Tears in my eyes there. Right, so that's the onion. Wash my hands. Let's get the vinegar in there. So that's the 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of garam masala, 2 teaspoons of ginger powder, a teaspoon of salt. So that can go in as well. I'll give that a mix in now. Let's give that a good mix in. Let's get some pepper in there. You've always got to have a little bit of pepper in there, haven't you? And a tablespoon of clear honey, or honey. Excuse me, the onions have made me stream a bit. Right, let's give that in. Right, so I'm going to put this on a low heat for about 20 minutes, and then we're going to come back, mash it up a bit, and increase the heat for a bit longer, and we'll speak about that. Ooh, onions a bit cheeky, the vinegar's a bit cheeky. Right, so low heat for 20 minutes. Oh, with a cover half over it. Ooh. Right, as you can see, this is starting to cook down nicely now. It's been on there for 20 minutes. So what I want to do now is just get a fork and give the tomatoes a bit of a mashing. Just mash them against the side of the saucepan. Oh, I can really smell the vinegar at the moment. So what we're going to do now, once I've mashed these up, not too much, is I'm going to turn the heat up a little bit and cook it until this starts to thicken nicely. So I think it's normally about another 20 minutes or so, but you want to keep an eye on it, obviously, because we've turned the heat up. So there we go. Put the pan lid back on halfers. So I'll put that timer on there for about 15 minutes anyway, and I'll be checking it in between, and then, as I said, once it thickens, I'll bring it out and we'll have a look at that, and then we'll have a tasters. So here we go. You can see that well enough. It's nice and thick now. Right, so I don't know what I was talking about, 20 minutes. I've had that on there for about an hour. I don't know if it's because I had more tomatoes in there, obviously more juice coming through, but you need to have it on there. So I had it on there really for about an hour, stirring it. So we want this sauce to thicken, don't we? And this is going to thicken more as it cools down. So I'm going to let it cool down a little bit, and then I'll have a taste, a bit of a taste test, and What I'm going to do then is I'm going to obviously put it in jars. This is just my short-term jar. I'm going to give that to a friend of ours, and then I've got the old proper canning jars that I'm going to, with the sauces, the pasta sauces that I did yesterday, I'm going to try that, a bit of the old, is it the hot water bath method? Whatever it is anyway. In a couple of days time I'll be doing that. So I'm going to let this cool down now, and then we'll have a little taste. Okay, so this has cooled down a little bit, not much, but the light's fading, so I thought I might as well get this sorted, and I'm looking forward to having a little taste of this. Right, so it's still warm. Very good taste. As you can see, it's quite thick now. Beautiful, got a nice dark colour. Oh, that is absolutely spankingly good. Honest, that's not me, just me hamming it up for the... Oh, that's a beauty, that is. I might not give that away. No, I've got one, see, I've got one here, so I'm going to let that one cool down. That's going to be one of my canning ones, and this one I'll give away to my friend. So there we go. Tomato and onion chutney, another way to sort of extend the taste of your beautiful fresh tomatoes, you know, into the autumn and winter. And this will last, you know, a good few weeks without having to do the sort of canning routine. And again, you could freeze it, put it in the freezer. So if you wanted to make a cup, you know, so that amount of tomatoes, etc., gave me this amount of liquid. Like I said, it was a good hour after I mashed it up, making sure that it doesn't stick to the bottom, etc., for it to nice and thicken up. But this will go really well with cheeses and meats. Absolutely delicious. So there we go. Job's a good one.